Hey, gorgeous souls, and welcome to another Pick a Card, Pick a Pile reading. Today we are reading for the 1111 portal, which is a very, very powerful day, a very powerful portal for manifestation. If you don't know much about the 1111 gateway, you can take yourself into a deep dive, go on a Google. I have a bunch of stuff over on my blog about it as well. But this is just a really beautiful day. It's a really beautiful energy to really just kind of make a wish. It's 11:11. Make a wish. What do you want? What do you want to create? There's so much to say about 11:11, but in this reading, I just wanted to give you some guidance, some inspo for your manifesting. So I'm not sure exactly what's going to come up in the cards. As always, I haven't turned the cards over yet. I don't know what's here. But the intention behind this reading is very much to support you in your manifestation process, whether that is some big thing that you're trying to manifest during this 11:11 portal, or whether you come across this reading at a completely different time and you just want some support with your manifesting, then hopefully this reading can help you out with that. A couple of quick things before we get stuck in. If you would like to learn more about manifesting, check out my new book, Manifest Your Dreams. I love this book so much, and I'm so proud of it. And it is not just another manifesting book. There is so much info in here about how to work with manifestation when you have mental health stuff going on, deep diving into privilege. There's all this stuff that other manifesting books just do not cover. So I'm so proud that I did cover that in this book. It's everything you need to know about how to manifest your dreams. Okay, the plug is complete. Now we're going to pull some cards. I will tell you what decks I'm using. I will remember to do that this time. We have the Muse Tarot, for the Sacred Creators Muse Tarot. This is like perfect for manifesting. We also have the Magic of Unicorns, because this deck was just speaking to me so much when it comes to manifesting. Why not use Magic of Unicorns? And my deck, the Goddesses Among Us. The goddesses are amazing when it comes to manifestation as well. Okay, so I invite you to take a moment to arrive, to tune into your energy. If you're somewhere it's safe to do this, I invite you to put a hand on your heart and close your eyes. And let's take a deep inhale together. Inhale and exhale. And just take a moment to set an intention. If there's something that you've been trying to manifest that hasn't been happening, you could put that into your intention to ask for some guidance around that. If you're not sure what you should be manifesting or what you want to be manifesting, you can set that as your intention. Anything at all around trying to make something happen in your life. Set your intention. Take another deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And as always, I set the intention that everything that comes through in this reading is in alignment with the best and highest good of all. And so it is. Okay, so pick your pile, gorgeous souls. On the left, pile number 1, we have a citrine crystal. In the center, pile number 2, we have the pyrite crystal. And over on the on the right, pile number 3, we have the gold rutile quartz. So you may be drawn to a crystal, you may be drawn to a number, you may be drawn to a pile, you may be drawn to 2 of the piles, you may be drawn to all of them. You are so welcome to watch all of this whole video, take what resonates, leave the rest, and let's begin. Okay, my beautiful pile number 1. Your tarot card is Muse of Emotions. Your goddess is Aphrodite. Thank you, Aphrodite. Romance, beauty, and self-love. And your unicorn is Enlightenment. Wow. Look from the highest perspective. See the divine in everyone. What a gorgeous, beautiful, high vibe set of cards you have here. So the first thing that comes up here when it comes to your manifestation, one of the most powerful things that you can do to make magic happen in your life is to work on your self-love. And that's something that I talk about in the Manifest Your Dreams book so much, because it really is a key to opening up your ability to manifest the things that you want, the things that you need. And really, when it comes to enlightenment, because I feel like some of you who are watching this are like, Vix, what I really want to manifest is just to get a little bit further on my ascension journey, to just kind of, release the shackles and to kind of ascend. Which is, that's cool. That's a really cool thing to be working on manifesting. Maybe your manifestations are a little bit closer to home and a little bit more material, and that's absolutely okay too. Either way, whatever you're trying to manifest right now, self-love is your key. If you don't have a certain level of self-love, and I'm not talking about you have to be perfect with this, right? This is something that I think everybody struggles with on the earthly plane to some extent. I don't think anybody has really fully 100% nailed this. I know some people who nail it like 90% of the time, and it's amazing, but most of us are like, we're dabbling with our self-love. We have those moments where we're like, yes, I'm really in this. I really love myself. I feel worthy. I feel amazing. And then it slips away for whatever reason. And that's okay, right? That's okay, because it's a journey. So just because you don't love yourself 100% of the time doesn't mean that you can't manifest amazing things in your life. But if you were to take some time to really focus on your own self-love, your own self-worth journey, and you just focused on that, or at least, mostly focused on that for a little while, you will find that your manifestation just starts working. Like, it just starts working so much better, so much better. So many of us are caught up, and I feel like this is a message from me too, and so many other people I know who this has been coming up for. Self-love is really holding us back from everything in our lives. It's holding us back from really fully having our hearts open in relationships, to really fully deeply connecting with each other. It's holding us back from really being able to manifest opportunities, situations, things that will bring us closer to what we want, who we really are, what our soul purpose is, all of these things. But it's also going to help us on the ascension path, on the path to enlightenment, the journey to enlightenment, whatever you want to call that. And sometimes I think we can get a little bit stuck around the language of ascension and enlightenment, like it's this thing that we're trying to attain over lifetimes. But ascension, enlightenment really just means figuring it out. It really just means like being able to live our lives in a way where we feel free and we feel liberated and we feel like, okay, we get it. We get it. We get what's going on. When hard things happen, we can deal with them better. It's not about ascending or having this spiritual experience where we get so high, and people do this all the time, and this is what we talk about when we talk about like spiritual bypassing and all this kind of stuff, because we get so high that we kind of detach from the physical. We kind of detach from the physical experience, and we're no longer kind of down here dealing with it. But ultimately, what we really want to be doing with our spiritual practices and on our spiritual path is we want to just be able to deal with the things that do come up with a little bit more grace, with a little bit more confidence, with a little bit more faith and trust in ourselves. And that's what the self-love part is all about. So this has been massive. This self-love message is massive, massive for you, because it is the key to everything in your life. Whatever is happening in your life right now, whether it is money stuff, relationship stuff, you just want to get to a higher level spiritually, you want to be able to tune in more. It all comes down to self-love. And we have that muse of emotions in the middle here. So there's a message here that if you want to do some work around your manifestation, really do a deep dive into your own emotional state and have a look at some of the things that are blocking your self-love. How do you really feel about yourself? That's a question that's coming up here. How do you really feel about yourself? And it's okay to not feel great about yourself. Like the journey is never about you having to have it all figured out. It is a journey, and when you finish the journey, when you reach to the end, that's when your life ends and you go into a different body, or you go into a different realm, or, whatever happens. So we're not really here trying to get to a certain place or a certain outcome. We're just here on the journey, and every day, every moment is part of the journey. So it's very important that we never hold on to this idea that we can't just be where we are. Because actually, when we just be where we are, that's where the magic is. And that's when we can say to ourselves, okay, I'm feeling bad about myself right now, or I'm feeling like I'm not very worthy, or I don't think I look good in that photo, or whatever it is that's coming up. We look at it and we acknowledge it and we say, okay, I'm having a bit of a day where I'm not really feeling the self-love right now, but that's okay. That's okay that I feel like this. And you know what happens when we say that? That is self-love. Yeah, that's self-love. When we can go, hey, it's okay that I feel shitty about myself, or it's okay that I'm having all these feelings, that I'm feeling unworthy, that I'm feeling guilt, or whatever's coming up. The first step is just noticing it and accepting it. And that is really the first step in being able to really, really love yourself and really deeply love yourself. And another reminder too from the guides that self-love is not about ego, and we get very confused about that because we see a lot of messaging around self-love that feels very ego actually in this day and age, where self-love is like you only look after yourself and you're no longer interested in anybody else, look after yourself, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. And that can be true to an extent, but actually, sometimes we find the most self-love when we are doing things that help other people. We can sometimes love ourselves more when we're doing things that, we're doing good deeds, we're helping other people, we're supporting somebody else through their stuff. That can actually just help us to feel better about ourselves as well as helping somebody else in the process. So it's not about ego, it's about acceptance, it's about just looking at where you are right now on your self-love journey, looking at where you are right now on your manifestation journey and just saying, hey, I haven't manifested this yet, but that's okay. I'm on the journey, I'm figuring it out. And every day I'll get a little bit closer and I will make this happen. Oh, I love that. It's such a simple thing, and it seems so cliche, like, oh, it's just self-love. Self-love's the answer to all your problems, but it really, really is. And the more you start to think about it, the more you'll probably notice, like, wow, Vix was right. Vix was right. This is something that comes up for me all the time. Whenever I'm in like a challenging place, or I've kind of lost my mojo, or I'm feeling like struggling to manifest or whatever, my guides always point me back to self-love. always, because it really is like the key to everything. So stop giving yourself a hard time. Work on some self-acceptance and some self-love, and your manifestations are going to take care of themselves. Oh, okay, gorgeous soul. If you would like to connect, all of the links are below on how you can do that. I really am just sending you so much love as you move through the 1111 portal. And yeah, I really hope that this served and support you. Lots of love. Okay, pile number 2. Your cards are Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, Ancestral Healing, yes please, Nurture and Wisdom. Your tarot card is 3 of Inspiration, and Open your heart, love yourself, dare to be vulnerable. So this is really, really interesting. And if you listen to pile number 1, you will notice a theme coming through here. We have another message about self-love. I'm going to say, if you didn't listen to pile number 1, I'll invite you to go and listen to pile number 1, because I spoke so much about self-love being the key to everything and being the key to your manifestation. It's huge stuff. When you can love and accept yourself, everything becomes easier. I am very much, on the journey with this as much as anybody is, but I have found the more self-love I've been able to cultivate within myself and within my own life, the easier everything is, just everything. So if that's resonating, go back and have a listen to pile number 1, because I feel like that's that message again. Open your heart, love yourself, dare to be vulnerable. So there's another extra message here for us though with pile 2. Dare to be vulnerable. Put yourself out there. Ask for what you really, really, really want. We don't always do this with manifestation. We very often kind of dance around the edges of what we want. And we are a little bit reluctant to say out loud what it is that we really want, whether it's just being honest with ourselves. I feel like this is something coming up for you right now. Being really honest with yourself about what you really, really want is kind of the first step. Being honest with yourself. That's important. And that can be really hard, actually. Like, just being honest with yourself about your big dreams or your little dreams, or what you want, what it is that you think is gonna make you happy, is gonna help you to fulfill your purpose in this lifetime. It's gonna fulfill you, all of these things. Really being honest with yourself. And you can be honest with yourself. Sometimes you might not even know. Sometimes it might be something that you've never said out loud. And I invite you to say it out loud right now to yourself. This is such a powerful manifestation practice where you just say out loud to yourself, I want this thing. I want $1 million. I want whatever else it is that you want. Because sometimes we don't actually express it in that way. And then another thing that you can do is write it down on a piece of paper. Can be a very powerful way to put that desire into the material world, just by writing it down. It's a very powerful, magical practice. When we do spell work, sometimes, the most powerful thing is just putting the pen to the paper and writing it down, putting it into the material world, rather than just it's an idea in your head that's never been spoken or never been written down. So then you have the 3 of Inspiration, and 3s are very often around co-creation and collaboration, and remembering that you're not here to do this all on your own. And part of expressing what it is that you want to manifest, what it is that you want to bring into your life, is perhaps for you right now telling somebody else what you want. And there's a lot of teachings around at the moment that say never tell anybody your dreams, never tell anybody your big dreams, because they may poo-poo your dreams, or they may tell you that you can't do it. You know, all of these things, all of these reasons not to tell people what you really want. And sometimes that can be true. So you do need to think about who you're going to tell. You know, like if you want to run a spiritual business, you want to be a tarot reader, a professional tarot reader, and that's what you want to do, you might not tell your local priest, for example, right? You might not tell somebody in your family or your friendship group who is, you know, fundamentalist Christian, for example. That might not be the right person to tell, but there's somebody you can tell. And when you tell somebody, that puts the wheels in motion. That really starts to kind of create this web of, this is what I'm doing, you know, this is what I want to do. And if you tell people who are supportive about your dreams and the things that you want to create in your life, they can help you, right? Like they can help you, whether it is through ideas that they may have. They may see something that you can't see. They may see something differently than you do. All of these things can be very, very helpful, and they may actually have information for you that you don't have. They may know somebody who can help you. For example, if you tell a friend, hey, I want to be a professional tarot reader, they may say, hey, I just saw this post yesterday that the local crystal shop is looking for readers. You should put an application in, you know, and then you put an application in and, hey, you're a professional reader. You know, like these are the things that we need to be doing. We need to be just kind of putting it out there and saying, hey, yeah, you know, this is what I'm thinking about. And you're a safe person to tell. I know that you're going to be supportive. Maybe you'll be able to help me. Maybe you won't. That's absolutely okay. I don't think that we should go into this practice of telling people what we want with the idea that, oh, if I tell them what I want, they can get it from me, or they can help me with it. I don't think that's what we're supposed to be doing, but we can definitely be just telling people and putting it out there, you know, put it out there. That's a really, really strong message for you right now. Put it out there, put out there what you want. And if you're working on something, but you're not doing anything about it, this is another message for you. It's like, you know, an example from my own life is like, one thing that I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to find an agent for a fiction book that I've written, for a novel that I've written. And I have been going through the process of sending it to agents. But, you know, this can be a thing where it's like, okay, well, you're saying you want a fiction agent, but are you sending it out? You know, you're saying you want a new job, but are you applying for jobs? Are you even looking for jobs? You're saying that you want more money, but are you even looking after the money that you already have? You say that you want to meet new friends or a new romantic partner, but have you been outside your house this week? You know, like all of these things, it's like just this big message coming through for you around, you know, you got to do your part as well, right? Like you've got to take the action towards what it is that you're manifesting. It can't just be something that you're doing at the altar or something that you're doing in your meditation. You really need to be taking physical, real world action, which is where, you know, that starts with saying it out loud to yourself, writing it down, and telling somebody else. So then you also have this Anna, Grandmother of Jesus card here. Ancestral healing, a message from your ancestors, a really beautiful message from your ancestors coming through. Your ancestors do not want you to struggle. They do not want you to struggle. They especially don't want you to struggle in the ways that they struggled. They don't want your life to be that hard. You know, they want, with each generation, they want to see each generation have an easier life, have a better life. You know, like most people's parents, and I know this isn't always the case, but most people's parents kind of have some intention of, you know, we want it to be easier for you. We want life to be easier for you than it was for us in some way, shape, or form, right? So that's what all your ancestors want for you. They want life to be a bit easier for you than it was for them. So don't make it don't make it so hard. It doesn't have to be so hard. It's okay for you to be happy. It's okay for you to be happy. It's okay for you to be healthy. And it's okay for you to be wealthy. 3 things coming through really loud and clear from your ancestors. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be healthy. And it's okay to be wealthy. So breathe that in. Take that in, breathe that in, affirm that, affirm it. It's okay for me to be happy. It's okay for me to be healthy. It's okay for me to be wealthy. I am happy. I am healthy. I am wealthy. If you dig affirmations, you can do that. Oh, okay. So you have a few little things kind of coming up there. I feel like all of those things are just good advice generally anyway, wherever you're at on your manifesting journey. But yeah. I hope that has supported you. I hope that has helped you in some way. And if you would like to connect with me, all of the links are below. And yeah, lots of 1111 blessings coming your way. Lots and lots of love. Okay, my gorgeous pile number 3 people, your goddess is Zinhu, Star Family, Starseed, and Soulmates. Yes, please. I'm loving that. Your tarot card is 4 of Inspiration. And here we have a beautiful group of 4 gorgeous souls all hanging out together. So I'm seeing a little theme here already. And then we have the freedom of truth. Communicate honestly. Be who you truly are. So this very much speaks about soul family, connecting with your soul peeps. This is something that would be amazing for you to work on manifesting over this 1111 portal, the 1111 gateway. Really just, calling in your people. Feels like it's going to be really, really powerful, really, really helpful. And yeah, if you focus on one thing, do that. Because I feel like your people are closer than you realize, and your people are also looking for you. So whether you are looking for a romantic partner, whether you're looking for a new best friend, or just some people who are going to get you, I feel like they are really they're right there, they're looking for you too. And something really beautiful happens when we kind of put out into the ether, I'm looking for these people, and if they're doing it too, if they're out there somewhere, maybe they're even watching this video as well, maybe they live in your same town and they're also watching this video. That would be so cool. But when we put out these etheric feelers and we kind of say, hey, I'm looking for you, soul family, I'm looking for you, soulmates, I'm looking for the people who are going to get me, and they're over there somewhere going, hey, I'm looking for the people who are going to get me, then that's really, really a beautiful thing. And it's so easy to find your people when you're doing that and they're doing that. So the more of us who are looking for our soul family, who are looking for these soul connections, the more we kind of put it out there, hey, I'm here, hey, then it's easier for people to find us. And I think sometimes we kind of, we go looking for people, and we kind of, we go to events, or we just look online and we send messages to people or whatever. We're doing stuff to find our people, right? We're doing the stuff. But not only should we be taking action to find our people, we should also just be setting the intention and shining our light out so that they can find us. So this unicorn message, the freedom of truth, communicate honestly, be who you truly are. This is how our people find us. This is how our people find us. Our people don't find us when we're pretending to fit in, or when we're pretending to be somebody that we're not. And So the more you can be yourself everywhere, anywhere, with whoever you're with, the easier it is for people to find you. So you may be in like a group of people and you might be, if you're like me, you might be a little introverted and just kind of be like, oh, I don't know if that can be my true self with these people. What if I say something dumb? What if I say something weird? But say it. Like the guidance here is just like, say it. Say the weird thing, like say the weird thing. Be the weird person. Because that's when other people who are also the weird person, will be like, hey, you're one of me. I know you. I know your soul. I love your vibe. I love what you're putting down. And that's how we find our people. By being truly, truly ourselves and just letting the people who are going to love us, and letting the people who are going to be like, wow, she's a bit weird, just letting them float right on by. Just let them float right on by. And there's a message here too around like, are you seeking approval from people that you don't really need it from or care about it from as well? Like this is something that's coming up for you too around just this feeling of like trying to impress people or trying to when I say impress, I don't mean like you're like, oh, I really want to impress this person, but just, on a like really subtle kind of level, trying to appear in a certain way to make other people like you or make other people accept you. I think we've all been guilty of this. And as somebody who, shares a lot of myself online, there's plenty of times where I haven't said things that I wanted to say because I've been like, oh gosh, how's this going to be received? And this is something that I'm working on too, like just really speaking my truth more and more. And of course I find, strangely enough, that the more I'm honest about who I am and what I think and what I believe and what I'm into, then the more that resonates with people. You put a post up on socials about something that's a little bit heartfelt, or a little bit, you're talking about some global issue or something, for example, right? And there will be people who will really not resonate with that at all. And they'll probably post and say, I'm unfollowing this account. I've had that happen so many times. But then for every one person that's like, I'm unfollowing you because you said this, there's like 50, 100 people that are like, I really, really resonated with that. And I really felt like we got each other in that moment. Like I felt like you got me and I got you. And that's part of what we want to do as well, right? When we're manifesting and we're calling in our soul family and our soulmates, we want to just be able to let go of the people who are not it for us, the people who are not resonating with what we're saying. And that can be difficult if there are people who are just going to be in your life, old friends or family members. Sometimes they can be really difficult to just be like, you know what, I don't want you in my life anymore. That's not always that simple or that easy. And there will be some people who maybe you always feel like, I'm not going to fully be able to be myself 100% around those people. And I think we all have people in our lives where we feel like we can't 100% be ourselves around them. And sometimes that's just how it is. Sometimes that's just an energy protection practice as well. But what we really want to do is make sure that when we're with the people who do get us, that we are just as honest and true to ourselves as we can possibly be. And when we're in situations where we're meeting new people, be the weird person, say the weird thing. I feel like that's like this little message that's coming through really clearly. Be the weird person and say the weird thing. Because that's, your people will be like, yes, I want to be friends with you. So, wow. Okay. So call in your soulmates, call in your star family, call in your soul family, call them in, put out a little beacon of light from your heart, from your, there's a beautiful practice. It's in one of my books. I can't remember where I put it where I wrote it, but there's a beautiful practice that you do with the causal chakra. So your causal chakra is it's like the crown, but it's just behind the crown and above the crown slightly. It's like kind of like your solar disc. If you think about the Egyptian gods and goddesses who have the solar disc, it's a little bit like that, in that place, but it's just behind the head a little bit, and a little bit up. And there's this beautiful practice where you just send light out from that disc. And you can do it when you're like around people, where, you know, when you're in a social situation where you're like, oh, I just want to find someone that I can really connect with here. You just beam a light out from your from that chakra, and it's a really powerful. It's worked for me amazingly when I've done it. Yeah, like I've had some really amazing experiences doing that. So that can be something you can do to just kind of like amplify that energy and send it out. But you can do that in meditation as well. You don't have to be in a social situation. You can just visualize that you're sending out your light, and you're like, hey, like, you know, a beacon of light, like a lighthouse. Hey, I'm over here. I'm over here. Let's connect. Let's find each other in this lifetime. Oh, okay. Well, beautiful soul, I am sending you so much love as you journey through the 1111 portal. May you manifest your soulmates, your soul family. May all the people who are going to get you find you. And I am sending you lots and lots of love.